Welcome students. So today we will move with the new chapter, that is diffraction. So what is this diffraction means? This is the phenomenon of bending of light waves around the edges of the obstacle. Let us suppose this is the obstacle, means something that is not allowing the light to pass through it. This is the obstacle. Let us suppose in this direction the light is traveling. This is the direction of the light. So when the light waves that hits the edge of the obstacle, this light wave, this is hitting the edge of the obstacle, then if you place the screen here or something is there, so what we should expect is the shadow of this obstacle will be of this much. So here will be the shadow of the obstacle, but actually what happens is at the edge of the obstacle the light waves are going to bend instead of going in the straight path. So these light waves will bend around the edge of the obstacle and hence they enter the shadow region. This is called as, this is the obstacle, means here the shadow of the obstacle that will be there, but here because of this phenomenon at the edge of the obstacle the bending of the light waves takes place, means these light waves enter the shadow region. Here the shadow will be of this much. The size of the shadow is going to decrease because of bending of light waves around the edge of the obstacle. So this phenomenon takes place. Actually at the bottom also the same thing happens. So if the light wave it hits the bottom edge of the obstacle, here also bending takes place and it enters the geometrical shadow region. Here it is going to enter and the shadow size that is going to decrease, and this phenomenon that we call as diffraction. So once again I will repeat, the phenomenon of bending of light waves when it hits an obstacle or opening. So I have considered this is the obstacle, or else if any slit it is there or opening it is there, so here also the same thing going to happen. So in this direction let us suppose light is traveling and here is the screen placed. So at the edge of the opening what happens, so here also the bending takes place. So what we should expect is light should be of this much size of the opening is this much, means in the same manner the size of the this light we should expect, but actually what happens because of this diffraction phenomenon at the edges this is going to bend, means here the light region will be this much. Above this and below this there will be the geometrical shadow region, because this is the opening that I have considered. So in this portion light will be there, in this portion light will be there, and above this and below this the geometrical shadow region will be there. Because of this phenomenon bending of light waves around the edge of the obstacle or opening, so at the edge of the opening here it bends and it enters the shadow region. So above also geometrical shadow region is there, below also shadow region is there. So light wave this enters the shadow region, and so over this what over this region there will be the light. So because of this diffraction phenomenon, so what happens is whenever the light that is going to encounter obstacle, this is the obstacle that I have considered and this is the opening, so light waves bend around the edges at these two edges, and at these two edges it is going to bend and they enter the geometrical shadow region. But here the condition applies. What is that condition means? Condition is the dimensions of the obstacle, means size of the obstacle that we have considered, that should be of the order of wavelength of waves, light waves that we have used, means the size of the obstacle should be very very small, of the order of nanometers, some hundreds of nanometer. If it is there, if both are matching, size of the obstacle and the wavelength of light used, then only this diffraction phenomenon is noticeable. So this is regarding the basics of this diffraction. So look at the diagram here. So in the first case the wavelength of light used is far less than the size of the obstacle. This is the opening that I have considered for the sake of understanding. The size of the opening is very very large as compared to wavelength of light used. So in this case In this direction, let us suppose you are having the light waves which are traveling in this direction. If the wavelength of light used is very small as compared to the dimensions of the opening, then it is not going to bend. The diffraction phenomenon is not going to noticeable. Why? Because see, so this is opening. If no any obstacle, means easily light passes through the opening, and here what we should expect is, this is the opening, means here also the same size opening will be there. Above this shadow region, below this shadow region will be there. So if diffraction takes place, means at these two edges it bends and it enters the shadow region. So it enters the geometrical shadow region here, and here also it is going to enter the geometrical shadow region. But if this is the condition, if lambda is far less than d, then it is not going to enter the geometrical shadow region. And what is the size of the opening, that much image will be there, that much lighted portion will be there in the on the screen. So this is the first thing. And then come to the second picture. So here wavelength of light used and the dimensions of the opening, that is size of the opening, are almost comparable. If these two are comparable, then what happens, we should expect light in this much area only, because this is the opening, means in this much area we should expect the light. But here lambda and d are comparable, means at these two edges the light waves are going to bend and they enter the shadow region. Above this shadow region will be there, below this shadow region will be there, because of this diffraction phenomenon. And the wavelength and dimensions of the openings are comparable, means so at these two edges it bends and it enters the shadow region. So here like this, in the geometrical shadow region also, so we are having the light. This is because of the diffraction phenomenon. Then the second case, in the third case, lambda is greater than d. D is opening is very small as compared to the wavelength of light used. So when the opening is very small, the waves spread over the entire surface behind the opening. So here the bending is less as compared to the third one. In the first case no bending, in the second case it bends but little bit, but in the third case the bending is very large. They spread over the entire surface behind the opening. So here the spreading is more in the third case, if lambda is greater than d. The opening acts as an independent source of waves which propagates in all the directions. So this opening is there, this acts as the independent source. So no doubt how, from which source these light waves are coming from, but this opening is there, this acts as independent source, and this opening is responsible for the propagation of light waves further after the this opening. The diffraction effect is observable quite close to the opening when the size of the opening is very small. When the opening is very large, the diffraction is observed at greater distance from the opening. In general, the diffraction of waves becomes noticeable only when the size of the obstacle is comparable to the wavelength of light used. This is the condition. After this, then for all the cases the diffraction will be noticeable, but the distance at which we are going to keep the screen, that is going to change. So this is regarding the basics of this diffraction. So next we will move towards the Huygens-Fresnel theory. So actually in the PUC you have studied just what is the Huygens wave theory states. So just I will recall that. So according to the Huygens wave theory, each progressive wave, let us suppose this is the wave, this wave is called as progressive wave when it leads to the next wave, then only this is called as progressive wave. So each progressive wave produces secondary waves. So all the particles which are vibrating in this phase, so all these acts as the sources. So these sources, they are responsible for producing the secondary wave. So all these particles which are vibrating in the same phase, then only this is called as waves are in phase. So all these particles, this should lead to the next wave, then only this is called as progressive wave. So these progressive wave, this produces the secondary wave. This produces secondary waves, and envelope of this means the path of all these waves which are produced from the previous wave. So all these are called as the secondary sources. If from this it is going to generate, then this is called as primary source. Let us suppose from this you are having the this is the origin from where the wave starts, this is called as primary source, and all the particles which are on this state of vibration, this leads to the next wave, and here these are called as primary waves, and this giving the next sources, those are called as secondary sources, and the envelope of this or path of all these secondary sources, that is called as secondary wavefront. This is called as secondary wavefront. So what is wavefront? Already you know the basics. So this is the locus of all the particles which are vibrating in the same phase, the path of the particles which are vibrating in the same state of vibration, that is called as wavefront. So from the primary wavefront you are having the secondary wavefront. So this is what the Huygens wave theory of light states. Each progressive wave that produces the secondary waves, this produces secondary waves, and the envelope of which forms the secondary wavefront. So look at the figure here. So here S is, let us suppose S is the source of monochromatic light, and Mn is the small aperture, this is the opening, Mn is the opening, and XY is the screen placed in the path of light. So this XY is the screen placed in the path of light. On the screen this AB is there, AB is the illuminated portion of the screen, means in the portion AB we are having the light. So this is the illuminated portion of the light, AB is the illuminated portion of the screen, and above A and below B, so above A and below B there is a geometrical shadow region. So above this and below this there will be the geometrical shadow region. Considering Mn as the primary wavefront, let us suppose these are the waves, these are the wavefronts. Consider, so Mn is the primary wavefront that hits the opening Mn. So according to the Huygens theory, if secondary wavefronts are drawn, so all the particles which are on this primary wavefront, this leads to the next wave, this produces the secondary sources, and from this what we should expect is, when this hits the opening, so one would expect the encroachment of light in the geometrical shadow region. So here this Mn is the opening, means in this portion what we should expect is, this should be the illuminated portion, but actually what happens, the illuminated portion on the screen is going to increase. Why? Because of the diffraction phenomenon. So at the edge it bends and it enters the geometrical shadow region. Because of that, what happens, the illuminated portion on the screen is going to increase. So because of this phenomenon, if the shadows formed by the small obstacle, if the shadows are formed by the small obstacle, if you consider small obstacle or opening, if the size is very very small, then the image formed or shadows formed by those small obstacles will be not sharp, this will be blurred, and this bending of light around the edge of an obstacle, and hence its encroachment into the geometrical shadow region, that is known as diffraction. So similarly come to the second diagram. So here in the first case I have considered the opening, in the second case there is an obstacle. So this is the obstacle, consider this is the primary wavefront, Mn is the primary wavefront. So when that hits this obstacle, in the second case what we should expect is, the size of the obstacle is little bit bigger one. So here on the screen XY, this much should be the what, shadow. In this region you should expect the shadow of this obstacle and if the size of the obstacle is very small, means at these two edges the bending of light waves takes place and it enters this shadow region. But if the size is very small, very bigger one, means this is not going to enter the geometrical shadow region. This goes like this only, and here the image formed by the obstacle is there, shadow region will be more if the size of the obstacle is very big as compared to the wavelength of light. So in the second case, the diffraction phenomena is not going to take place, so because the size of the obstacle is bigger one. So I hope this is understood. This is all regarding the basics of diffraction. So here we will end up this, and in the next class we will go towards the Fresnel's assumptions. Thank you.